What's up everybody, Bandit here. So today we're going to be installing the next modification here on the truck, and this package came in a few weeks ago and now we're finally getting to install it. So on the last Taco Tuesday I had you all put what you thought it was in the comments of the video, and we got a couple different answers, but we will be revealing it right now. Now this particular box came in from, let's see here, California, so there's your first hint. So we'll go ahead and open it up here. Get some of this packing material out of the way here. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Well, a switch, a wiring harness, and some ditch lights. So these here are from Cali raised LED, and these are their side projecting ditch lights. And the purpose of that is, with most LED pods, you are just getting projection out of the center of it. These, as you can see, do have LEDs on the side of it, so it kind of gives you a wider span for all that light to go, and ultimately more light, which equals more visibility at night. So all of these do come pre-wired with all the connectors and everything, and as you just saw, I did get the wiring harness and switch with it, so it should be a really easy install here, and we'll go ahead and get that done today. Another thing that I did purchase with all of this other stuff here is the Cali raised ditch light brackets. Now supposedly these require no modification to the vehicle other than just bolting them on, and supposedly they fit really nicely, and just looking at them here with the powder coating and everything else, they do have a really great look to them. So we'll get these on the truck here in the next couple minutes and see what we think. So go ahead and pop the hood here. Hopefully your engine bay is a little bit cleaner than mine, but we'll go ahead over here to where the hood bolts on, and as you can see there's two bolts that hold the hood on either side, and both of those will have to come off to put the new brackets on. Now the new brackets and the new lights are directional. There is a left side of the truck and a right side of the truck, so make sure you have the one that corresponds with that. Here's the one for the driver's side, and as you can see the bracket here does come to the outside, so it'll fit right up in here. The light will stick a little bit off-centered, and that's where the LED will mount, right up here on the top. Now, the Cali Raised company does have their own YouTube channel, and they do have a couple tips on there on how to install these things, and they recommend that you don't actually remove all of these bolts at one time. They say just to remove one at a time, slip the bracket on, tighten that bolt back down, take the other bolt off, and run it through the second hole here in the bracket. And the reason for that is you want to keep your hood in alignment, make sure everything goes back together exactly how it was before these brackets were installed. So we will use their practice here for that, and we'll go ahead and do all that. So to remove these bolts, it is a 12 millimeter socket. So here on the 3/8 drive, it should make quick work of that, and we'll get this bracket installed for y'all. Now with both of these loosened, we'll go ahead and remove the top bolt entirely. Stick it through the top bolt in here and reinstall the whole kit. Like I said, you want to go ahead and get this a little bit snugged up before you take the bottom bolt off, just to keep everything in alignment. So with that top mounting hole already done, we'll go ahead and remove this bottom bolt, swing the bracket over, then reinstall everything. And we'll get everything snugged back up. So now that bracket's installed, we'll go ahead and go into installing the light. Now the lights do come with this little bracket here on the bottom that allows you to change the pitch of it, and basically how that's held on is two nuts here on the inside and then a screw that goes through, and it does have a provided Allen key to make all that a little bit easier for you. But the more I handle these lights, the more I'm impressed. They actually have a small little vent down here to let condensation out, which is super nice. A lot of low-end LED products don't have this sort of thing, and that's why you start to see condensation build up after they're out in the elements for a little while. But these don't have that, which is really, really nice, and you can definitely tell it is a quality product. But we'll go ahead and install these on the brackets. Again, all of the hardware is provided. You have a lock washer, a normal washer, a bolt, as well as a screw, all to mount the light here onto the bracket. So we'll go ahead and get that done here. You have all the hardware here in place. We'll go ahead and tighten everything down. The nut provided is a 14 millimeter, and the top of the screw is held in by the bracket. So you just have to snug it up down here by the bottom. Now, I wouldn't recommend going too tight here because ultimately you will have to adjust the light to get the exact angle and spread of the light that you want. But we'll go ahead and snug it up a little bit for right now. So with the driver's side pod installed here, we did run the wiring under this little splash shield, and we'll go ahead and leave this. Once we get the other side done, we will run all of the wiring there from the harness, and we'll get everything installed, but we'll jump here to the passenger side and get everything tied up. So with both pods installed, at least for now, we'll go ahead and work on this wiring harness. So what I have here is an insulation hanger like you'd use for home insulation. And this is a really great thing to keep in your garage because you can use it for all sorts of different things. But today we're going to use it to feed all these wires through the firewall. So we have the wire bundle here. We'll go ahead and wrap it around the insulation hanger with some electrical tape and then begin to feed it through the hole and get everything else here on the inside of the truck. So the next step here with the whole install process is to pry this out. I did go ahead and get the OEM switch, which does match all of this. So to get this out, you just want to pry around the edges, and to do that, we went ahead and got just a flathead screwdriver and put some electrical tape around this. And the reason for that is I didn't want to scratch any of the interior plastic. So I just pried from right here. The whole thing popped out, and then you can go about getting the blank switch out of the way. Now, if you do have the technology package on your Tacoma, this will be the only blank switch that's on your entire truck. If you do not have that, you may have a couple more below the kind of console of your truck in front of the shifter there. But for this truck, we're going to go ahead and install the switch right here and do all the wiring. So another thing that's nice about this particular kit is all of the connectors for the wiring harness are waterproof. They do have a little rubber grommet around here, and what that allows is just a complete watertight seal throughout the entire truck. So again, I'm really impressed with the quality and overall design of this, and we'll go ahead and plug everything in and give it a try. So we tidied up all the wiring harness here, and we secured it with zip ties to the factory wiring harness, and then we came back here to the battery and attached everything there. We also attached the relay box down here to one of the factory ground straps, and everything should be good to go now, so give it a test fire. So with everything plugged in here, we'll go ahead for the test fire. The way we wired ours up, we only used 3 of the wires coming off the back of the switch, and the reason for that is it'll be off all the time unless the lights are on. So as you can see, whether the truck lights are on or off, the switch stays off. However, when you hit the switch, it does illuminate and show you that you're running your ditch lights. So overall, I couldn't be happier with the product. Everything seems to be really, really nice quality, and everything went together really, really easily. So if you have any questions about installing these, do check out Cali Ray's YouTube site. They do have a little bit more information than I do. But we will be testing these out on the trails here before too long, so be sure and stay tuned for that. But like I said, I couldn't be happier, and a really great product here from Cali Ray's. So thank you all very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We'll catch you next time.